Hey everybody, my name's Jake, and I'm going to show you my graphic novel collection as of now. I got into comic books around June of last year, and since then I've been reading comic books, collecting graphic novels, and reading them and all that stuff. And I'd say, it's a pretty, good collection. I definitely will rather have some more, we always want more than what we have, but I like what I have right now. So I will say what I have, and then I'll give a little brief description of what I thought about it. As you saw, Watchmen doesn't really need any introduction or anything. It's the Watchmen, I don't think this book is very good to get as like your first graphic novel. I think if you read more and more comics, you get things a lot better than if you just read it cold, like I did the first time. I'm now rereading it right now. As you can see, I have like a little Amazon receipt. It's my bookmarker. But yeah, definitely pick this up, but also read some other stuff beforehand. Dark Knight Returns. I got this for free, actually. I helped my local comic book store out with like back issues and all that stuff, and helped organize comic books that were downstairs. And I found this, and I was like, I'll buy this, and then they just gave it to me for free. And I think this is like the 8th printing. I don't know. I think it's the 8th printing. But yeah, it's definitely worth something. I think it's worth maybe $30. So I got it for free. That's great. These 4 right here are the 4 volumes of Planetary. Planetary is a really good series. I'm very glad that I picked it up. It's like a kind of like a reference to pop culture items like superheroes and like Godzilla, and there's even like a Lone Ranger reference in there too. And there's one particular issue where they not make fun of, but like kind of show what would happen if these people actually came to our lives. Like, not like a Watchmen thing, like superheroes in real life. Like, what would actually happen? And it's just in one issue. It has Wonder Woman type of woman, a Green Lantern type of guy, and a Superman kind of guy too. And it's not what you would expect. So, Planetary is not a very long series. It's only 4 volumes, and I definitely recommend it. So, the new X-Men Volume 1. Now, I don't understand why Marvel did this. They made the book small, and I'll show you what I mean. Compare it to a regular-sized graphic novel, like that. See, there's about maybe like an inch difference in height and width, about maybe half an inch. I don't know why they did this. I have no freaking idea. And the quality of the book is pretty shoddy too, because as you can see right here, the pages are starting to come off. Right there. I don't know. But needless to say, this is a really, really good book. It's by Grant Morrison. I am not a huge X-Men fan, but this got me into X-Men, and I'm going to get the second volume sometime. I have a bunch of other things I want to read, so this is not like one of the things I have to read right now. But yeah, it's only like what, $15, and I like what he did with the characters. This is a book that X-Men fans either love or hate. I'm not really an X-Men fan, so I guess maybe that's a reason why I love it. I don't know. But, give it a try. If you're not an X-Men fan, this might get you into the X-Men. If you're not, well, give it a try too. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. Another Grant Morrison title here. Batman Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth. This book is okay. I think it has some pretty interesting ideas. I like what they did with Two-Face. But, I've heard this is one of the greatest Batman stories of all time. And it's good, but not mind-blowing or anything. It's fairly good. One other thing I don't like about it is, it is $18. It took me about, 20 minutes to read it. Which is just, I don't know, it does have, the original script by Grant Morrison, which is pretty interesting, but, I don't know. I wish they would just come out with the story, and that's it. And then charge maybe $10 or something like that. But give it a try. I thought it was pretty good, but not, amazing. But people seem to really like this story, so get it and see what you think. Batman Year One, man. This is, I think, the best Batman story of all time, because it's just so simple on the story. It's not like a big Gotham is under attack by some like the Joker or whatever. It's crime bosses. It's written really, really well. This is about Batman's first year, and Commissioner. Well, he wasn't the commissioner in this book. Lieutenant James Gordon's first year into Gotham, and it's a really good book. There's a reason why people say this is one of the best books of all time. I even watched the animated movie first before I read this, and I still recommend this book. Watch the movie and buy the book. You can't get enough of this. Look at all the stuff they say about this book. That's how good it is. And the art is fantastic by David Mazzucchelli. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing now. I don't know if he has done anything else besides this and Daredevil. I'll check that out. But yeah, and also we have really funny, really cool. We have a foreword, I think, by David Mazzucchelli, and there's a picture drawn by him when he was 8 or 6 or whatever. It was there it is, his first Batman comic book, right there. How freaking adorable is that? That's awesome. So, yeah, Batman Year One, definitely check it out. Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1. I don't know what to say about this book. To me, it's okay, but it's, I don't know. Maybe I should check the other the Volume 2, Volume 3. But it was okay. It was an okay read. It was, a little bit of a modern version of the Spider-Man origin, but nothing much going for it. I don't know. And also, I think, Brian Michael Bendis is a bit of a mixed bag sometimes. Sometimes he writes really good, and other times he just falls into his own cliches. Like how people, this is how sometimes his dialogue goes. Some will say, I don't know, Spider-Man has web slingers, and then someone else will say, web slingers? And he's like, web slingers. It's just really annoying sometimes. And it happens a few times in this book. But, and I am a Spider-Man fan. I don't have a whole lot of Spider-Man books, though, which is a bit of a problem. But, check it out. See if you like it. But, You know, because a lot of people, I mean, this had a really long run. I mean, good gosh, and it's still running, but not this particular Spider-Man. And it's still, you know, pretty popular. So, you know, people like it. You know, maybe it's just me. So, yeah, give it a try. I mean, what was this, like $15? So, get a look. Oh, there you go. I have 2 volumes of Aquaman, and I need to get a 3rd volume here pretty soon. I was, you know, I will admit it, I was one of the people who made fun of Aquaman. You know, I was the one who's like, oh, he can talk to fish, you know, all that stuff. Yeah. And in the 1st volume, they really, like, hammer in, like, that's stupid. Aquaman's awesome. Like, he goes to, like, this diner, and he asks for, like, fish and chips or whatever. And I think the waitress is like, are you sure about that? Like, can't you talk to fish? And he's like, no, fish can't talk. They have a very small brain. Yeah, man, I really like Aquaman. I'm still reading the series right now, although Jeff Johns is unfortunately gone, but, you know, I think it's still, you know, pretty good actually. So if you don't like Aquaman, definitely check out Volume 1, and I guarantee you want to get Volume 2. And also, they just came out with Aquaman and the Others comic book series, and which I need to check out. I think I added that book to my my pull list. Of course, some more Grant Morrison stuff. This is I guess you can say, first act into his Batman storyline. I'll kind of organize it right here. Okay, it first started with Batman's Son, then the Black Glove, and then Batman R.I.P. Basically, Grant Morrison really just wanted to make everything that happened to Batman part of continuity. Like Batmite is in this, and also I forget what they're called. It's like basically back in like the 50s, I think Batman had his own little his own version of like the Justice League. He had different he had stereotypical, you know, type of different Batman. Like there was like a Native American Batman called Man of Bats, which is awesome. And then Grant Morrison brings them back in the Black Glove, which I think is one of the best Batman stories of all time. The Batman's Son is the introduction of Damian, which you know, some people like him, some people don't like him. I can see why people didn't like him in the first book, but yeah, he's okay. I haven't read Batman and Robin yet, or was it Batman's Son? Or no, yeah, Batman and Robin. My bad. So I think if I read that, maybe I'll get an idea of how I feel about Damian. And also, there's a animated movie going to be coming out about that. And then Batman R.I.P. is like the finale of you know, basically Grant Morrison's first act in the Batman series. I mentioned Batman the Black Glove first, and Batman's Son, and then Batman R.I.P. Third for a reason, because I love the Black Glove. I generally do like Batman's Son. I'm still on the fence with Batman R.I.P. I think I should probably read it again. Maybe I missed some stuff before. But as in terms of quality, I think Black Glove is definitely the best thing. Batman R.I.P., it is a pretty good finale, but you know, once you have the Black Glove, it's kind of hard to you know, outdo yourself on that. So I do need to get the rest of Grant Morrison's run on Batman, which I will someday, but who knows when that will happen. Batman Earth 1. This is written by Jeff Johns and beautifully written, drawn by Gary Frank. This is a fairly mediocre book. I will say that. I think for the price, it's definitely not worth it. Come on, focus. I'll just tell you, it's like $23 USA. That is way too much for this book. Way too much. Because it took me about 20 minutes to read this book. And $23? I mean, it is a hardcover, but I mean, good gosh. It's basically like a modern retelling of Batman's, beginnings. It's okay. I mean, it was such a disappointment, though. I was expecting a lot more than this. But I did like the Batman suit, though. That's one thing I do like about this book. And actually, you can play as that with that suit on Batman Arkham City, which is what I usually play with. It was a pretty much disappointment for me because I love Jeff Johns, I love Batman. Gary Frank's a really good artist, but this book just did not deliver for me. So, oh well, if you can find it cheap, like $11-10, yeah, pick it up, but don't get it at full retail price. A big pile over there. 3 volumes of Scott Snyder's Batman. Organize this. 1, 2, and 3. The first volume was brilliant. I absolutely loved Court of the Owls. I think, this is definitely like one of the best stories of all time for Batman. And, I mean, there's no better way to introduce Batman in the New 52 with this book. Great. If you are a comic book fan, get it. If you love if you like, even just sort of casually like Batman, get this book. Like, if you like Batman from the movies, just pick it up. And if you only like comic books, just pick this up. It is great. Absolutely love it. This is one of my first graphic novels that I got. Just fantastic. Volume 2, however, was a bit of a, not let down, but just a little lackluster. I mean, he started with a big bang with Volume 1, and then Volume 2 was like, kind of like a dud for me. It had some pretty cool ideas, but, basically it ends with like a fight, which is cool, but I was expecting a little bit more than that. It's a decent follow-up to Volume 1, but it's not as good as what it could have been, I don't think. And then Volume 3, this is introduction of the Joker, and this is the hardcover edition, and it has like a little, the inside has the innards of Joker's face, which is pretty gruesome, but I think this is a very solid story. When I first read it, I thought it was okay. I reread it, and I absolutely loved it now. Basically, Joker comes back and, wreaks havoc and everything, and, like, he wants to get rid of the Bat family because, back then, it was just him and Batman, and he likes how they were back then. I generally do like this book. I think it's really, really good. Not quite as good as Volume 1, but still really good. So, and then I have one more Scott Snyder book doing Batman. That's the Black Mirror. Black Mirror is absolutely one of the best stories of all time. This is what got Scott Snyder on the map. This is what got him writing for Batman. I mean, That says it right there. One of the greatest Batman epics I've ever read, and it's great. It's absolutely wonderful. Now it is a bit different though. It has Dick Grayson as Batman, which, you know, if you understand like the continuity and all that stuff before New 52, you'll understand it. But it's not a big deal. I mean, you just kind of accept it. Well, Bruce Wayne's gone and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I need to reread this book. Actually, it's just fantastic. I love this book. It delves, it goes like from issue to issue, from Batman to James Gordon, and it switches off. And it has like these three major plot points, and you're wondering like, how do they connect, you know? And then at the end, you see how they all connect, and it's like, oh well, that was really cool. It's a bit cliched though at the ending. It's kind of like, well, I kind of saw that coming, but the way it all ties together, you probably won't. So, Black Mirror, man, great book. I think it's only $17. You gotta pick it up. Definitely a must read for Batman fans. Next up is Deadpool, first volume of Deadpool, written by Brian Posehn. I really liked Dead Presidents. I think it's hilarious. For some reason, though, I haven't really read much more Deadpool after this. I don't know why. But one reason I love it is because it has, it begins with this necromancer not liking the way things are going on with the government and all that stuff, which I could totally understand. So he decides to resurrect all the founding fathers, like George Washington and all that. And then George Washington resurrects all the other presidents that have passed away. And they're basically going to kill everybody and start all over again. Which is a really, it's kind of an interesting thing, is, sometimes people wonder, what would happen if George Washington came back? What would he do? Or what would he think? And he's not happy at all with how things are going on. And Deadpool is sent in to get rid of these presidents and all that. And there's some really good jokes, like FDR. Let me see here. It has something about the New Deal. Oh, I can't even find it now. But anyways, it's a really funny book. Makes fun of different presidents and all that. And I really need to read more of the Deadpool stuff, because I absolutely loved Volume 1. So, Deadpool is a really popular character right now, and for good reason. He's really funny. Although I don't like how they keep shoving Deadpool in people's faces with every comic book that Marvel comes out with. I still really liked Volume 1, and I still like Deadpool. So, Bedlam. Now we're getting to more independent books. And I'm not a big lover of mainstream comic books. I'm like, no, if I don't know who the character is, I don't want to read it. I'm definitely into independent comic books. I have a lot of independent comic books in my pull list. I just don't have the volumes and everything. I will be picking up the Manhattan Project though. So, but Bedlam was $10. Yeah, $10 right there. My $10 for this is a absolutely great deal. And usually independent graphic novels and depending on how long they are, and volumes are usually $10, 11, 12. This is basically like a character, like a Joker character, he gets rehabilitated, and he wants to like help the police because he still has the mind of a serial killer, but he doesn't have the urge to kill. Or does he? So it's a really, I mean, the idea is maybe not that new, but the way they do it is really cool. And in the book, they kind of tell you who the killer is, which I always hated. But the mystery isn't who the killer is; it's about why is he doing these things, and it's really creepy and really cool on how they like the reasons why. I absolutely love Bedlam. I'm still reading it, although it takes like 10 years per issue to come out. Bedlam is a fantastic series. Definitely pick this up. Except, though, it is definitely for mature readers. So, yeah, don't get this for your nephew or something. And last but not least is Batman Blind Justice. This is written by Sam Hamm, the same guy who wrote the screenplay for the 1989 Batman. I actually have not finished reading this book. I got this just for the heck of it because I heard Sam Hamm did that, and I really liked 1989 Batman. But then I got it was like Christmas time, and then I got like all the other books. Not all these, but like almost all of them. So I was like, well, I'll just read Blind Justice some other time. I do remember it started out really interesting, like really, you're like, I'm getting into this, but I just stopped reading it. But what I read, it was pretty good. I'll probably finish reading it here pretty soon because it's not a very long book. So yeah, that is all my graphic novels that I have right now. I hope to pick up some more this summer when I am working. So, when I get a significant amount more of graphic novels, I'll do a video about that. So, thank you for watching, and let me know, like, do I have a really good collection? Do I need to like name some graphic novels that I should probably pick up? Feel free to comment on my video. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.